What's good, gang? It's Dalton back here again to talk about Kaiju number 8, chapter 62. And this week, we're just going to start off by giving a round of applause to Naoya Matsumoto and Iharu. Because Iharu finally just let us all take that deep. Reno has been down bad horrendous the past couple of weeks. So it's nice that Iharu stepped in at the end, calmed him down, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning and go to the end. So like I said, it's Dalton, aka the Sly Senpai. Welcome back to our channel, the D Trope. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you do enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, some comments down below. Let me know what you're thinking for the next chapter / this chapter. But we start right back off where things ended with Captain Ogata basically saying, this is bad. Because Reno is needing more power so that he can defeat the Hanju and prove that he's compatible with the Kaiju number 6 weaponized suit. With him needing this power, he's climbed from 43% to 46% to 51% suit output. Damn! Now at 51% suit output level, he's charging back in towards the Hanju, and he just starts kind of reminiscing back, thinking to himself, if I had been stronger, and then Iharu, and then Kafka wouldn't have gotten hurt. And this is exactly what I was talking about in my Reno analysis video, where Reno quite literally always puts such a heavy burden on himself, and it's so ironic that he told Kafka to rely on his comrades because he's an officer now, but Reno doesn't do that same thing himself. He thinks that he has to save everybody when he has so many comrades around him that are able. So after he approaches the Hanju, he basically starts shooting it, scaling it, freezing the different places on it, and shooting it from different angles, and we end up figuring out that he is making progress. He quite literally destroys the enemy's unit organ, but it's at a heavy price to himself. He starts having muscle tears, his blood pressure starts rising, and they say that they've already noticed that he's had muscle tears in 6 locations on his body. So they're like, yeah, he's doing great, but at this rate, his own body's not even gonna be able to hold up through this. And then at that same moment, that's when we go back to Captain Ogata, and we have Captain Ogata telling us that what you're watching right now is quite literally all Reno by himself. This is not the suit taking over his body or anything like that. This is all Reno. And this is when we get into a nice little description of what actually is going on with the suit in Reno's body right now. Captain Ogata goes on to say that with users of numbers weapons, syncing with the massive energy and cells of a Daikaiju triggers stimulation in their brains that causes an abnormal spike in neurotransmitter levels as well as their transmission rate. As a result, their basic human nature and desires bubble to the surface, and depending on their personality, the impulse is strong enough to destroy their own bodies. So this is something that's crazy because he's quite literally describing the fact that this suit and Reno have such a compatibility together that it's almost like they're just one, they're in sync, but it also creates like this massive spike in neurotransmitter levels that's happening in the brains. So since this is happening, it's bringing all of Reno's true desires to the forefront. So everything that he wanted before, he's gonna want more than ever now, and he's gonna act on those wants. So what does he really want? He wants to protect everybody, and he needs more power to protect everybody. So him and this suit are just gonna keep working together to basically use more neurotransmitters to bring more power out of the suit. So then we go back to Reno in his own mind again, thinking to himself, if you keep showing signs that you can't control yourself, then I can't authorize you to use that weapon, Ichikawa, which is basically what Captain Ogata told him. And Reno is just in his own head at this point. He's telling himself, I have to do this, I need more power. And that's like just what his desires are saying. But then we go down to Reno on the ground, and he's quite literally keeled over, saying like, it hurts, my entire body hurts, but I can't control my own thoughts. Like, I just need more power. Once he says that I need more power, all of a sudden he turns into Aokiji from freaking One Piece and just says, Ice Age, and freezes everything within 50 meters of him. After he freezes everything within 50 meters of him, Captain Ogata is even thinking to himself, could he be rejecting everyone's help? Like, is his burden of responsibility this great? And that's exactly what we talk about all the time. Reno doesn't know how to accept help. He quite literally wants to help everybody, but doesn't know how to save himself. It's funny that whenever he got to really first used the Kaiju number 6 suit, one of the first thoughts that he had to himself when Ogata said maybe you shouldn't go through with this was, he said, what about Kafka's dreams? But at the same time, it's like, Reno, what about your dreams? Like, what are your dreams? all you ever want to do is protect people, but like at the same time, like what do you hope for? What do you want out of life? You're 18 years old, Reno. And at 18 years old, he is quite literally ready to risk everything, including his life, just to show that he's compatible to use the Kaiju number 6 suit. There's something wrong with that. There's something wrong with that. But anyway, we do learn that Reno is quite literally making progress on his attack on this Hanju. He has shot it and it is freezing at a faster rate than it can actually regenerate. But Reno has 16 muscle tears, he has 4 hairline fractures, and then once he lands on the ground after attacking the Hanju, his tibia snaps. For those of you that don't know, this one right here, that's your tibia.
Boy, if you don't get...
So he lands on the ground. I almost fell right there. But lands on the ground, that snaps, and that's when Captain Ogata says, all right, Reno, we're stepping in. You're down bad. Like, you can't even defend yourself at this point. And you gotta feel so bad for Reno right here, because this is when he says, wait, like, I'm gonna lose again. And he's basically referring back to whenever he couldn't stop Kaiju number 9. And he says, I'm weak. Like, I can't believe I'm this weak. I couldn't stop Kafka from transforming into Kaiju number 8 to save me and Iharu. I couldn't save Iharu without Kafka coming in. Like, I can't save a single person. But as that's happening, Iharu, because Iharu comes out of nowhere and basically says, Captain Ogata, wait, just give me and Reno a little bit more time. And he takes off sprinting towards Reno. As he's sprinting, even Captain Ogata is looking and he's like, how's he moving that quick? What's Iharu's power suit output percentage again? And they're like 24%. And Captain Ogata's like, he's moving awfully fast for somebody that only has 24% unleashed output levels. So that's... maybe Iharu's a little bit stronger than what we know, or maybe that's just showing that his potential is there and he just has to keep on climbing to reach what that potential is. It's times like this where someone that you care about, whenever someone's life is on the line or someone's like well-being is on the line, that brings out the best in you. So even if he was at 24% before, at a time like now when he's trying to protect somebody that he loves, who knows what that could go up to or what kind of potential that just drew out of him. But Iharu basically goes on to say that Reno's an incredible guy. He had worked so hard. All he ever does is basically just put his comrades before everybody else. Like, and it's more or less Iharu saying like, give me the chance to put myself above like Reno. Like, Reno needs somebody to come in and save his dreams the same way that Reno wants to save Kafka's dreams. And right as soon as like that happens, Iharu gets right up next to Reno and calms him down, and it's just like, well, Reno, and Reno's looking up at him, and it's honestly just like such a beautiful end panel to see this on. You see all the ice breaking in the background. Reno's crying, but he's looking up at Iharu, and you can tell that like Reno's finally come to, and that's what I mean when we can just finally take that. Because who knew what was about to happen with Reno? Even though Iharu did save him, we already know that this took a major toll on Reno's body. And what is also going to happen after this is Captain Ogata still going to give Reno the chance to keep on using the Kaiju number 6 suit. I mean, technically they did not exterminate the Hanju all the way. Like, Iharu has just like theoretically saved Reno, but has anything else necessarily happened? I'm not sure yet. So I guess that's what we'll kind of get into next chapter. What's happening with this Hanju, as well as is Reno going to keep on getting to use the Kaiju number 6 suit? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for tuning in. As always, let me know if there's some topics that you want me to talk about with Kaiju number 8. I've reread the series multiple times. I love the series. So other than that, I ain't got nothing else to say. Let me hit you with that note real quick. Hold on. Peace.